Race 3 for Division 2, and another of our fastest off the front races. We've had one of those, one reverse grid race already, and it was Luke Garrett who set fastest time for both fastest off the front races. His second quickest time quicker than Steve Powell's second quickest time. He's on the front row. Row 2, Brad Smith and Eric Forstrom. Forstrom having a lap taken away for track limits. Row 3, Fran Smith and John Powell. Row 4, Simon Cole and John Bowler. 15 trucks on circuit, and we are ready for our third race of the 2019 season for Division 2. We're truck racing here at Brands Hatch. There's Jim Bennett, Graham Powell to his inside, Bjorn Tihois behind him, Trevor Martin at the back of the field as well in the 19 truck, and it's a super start. Good news indeed for Luke Garrett, hasn't had a win so far. That's the surprising news for me as we're into race 3. John Bowler again, very quick indeed, from 8th on the grid. He's up already into a podium position. How on earth did John Bowler do that? That is very, very quick indeed. And it was a non-finish for John in race 2, but we saw him on the podium in race 1. Eric Forstrom behind him in the 50 Sisu. Then truck number 16, Brad Smith, followed by Simon Cole. But it's Luke Garrett looking for his first win of the year. He does lead the standings after 2 races. He's had a brace of second positions, so therefore on 28 points coming into this round. Steve Powell on 27, only the one racing place between them. Powell winning race 2 earlier today. And there is Paul Rivette in the 22 truck, having a look around the outside of John Powell, the man from Tunbridge, and in fact does 2 places because he nips through on the inside line of Brad Smith as well. Here's the view from Druid, so it's Garrett leading, Powell in second place, third is John Bowler coming under pressure from Eric Forstrom, then Simon Cole, followed by Paul Rivette in the 22, Brad Smith in the 16 is there, followed by Fran Smith, the Dutchman from Campen, in the Scania at the back of this group. Rivette in race 2 was now race 2 was the first of our reverse grid Division 2 races, and Rivette started 11th, so he was outside the top 8, which were reversed, but came through for a podium. So he's really getting to grips with the Tacosys backed MAN and making progress once again in this race. So Rivette very definitely going to be one to watch, as indeed Eric Forstrom is. Goes high and wide out of the Clark curve, but doesn't have the momentum there. John Bowler's got the measure of him. Leads down into Paddock Hill Bend. Bowler could probably do with Simon Cole in the Team Hard Loco sponsored truck to close in, but can't quite get close enough at the moment as Steve Powell in yellow goes through. This is the battle for third, which is a 4-way fight. Rivette sticking the Tacosys WDS truck up the inside line and having a look at Simon Cole, and everybody in the front positions here we have seen win at some point or another apart from Rivette, and the only reason Paul hasn't taken a win is that he hasn't been truck racing long enough to do that. There is the race leader though, Luke Garrett, championship leader, looking for first win of the year, and that to me is a comfortable position to be in. Championship leader without a win. But he's on pole position in this one. He hasn't got the gear problems, or hopefully hasn't got the gear problems that we saw in race 1, where Eric Forstrom managed to get past him. And talking about Forstrom passing people, he's having a look on the inside line here of John Bowler. Bowler though does have momentum again as they exit Clark Curve along the Brabham Straight in towards Paddock Hill Bend and fends off the Finnish driver who won the opening race of the season. That mighty fall down Paddock Hill Bend at the bottom. They then climb up Halewoods Hill into Druids. Bowler still in third place. Forstrom chasing him. Then Simon Cole. He's not had a lot of luck, Simon Cole, so far this weekend. He's got another 2 races to make amends for that. This probably looking his strongest race so far, with Paul Rivette right behind him as well. Back at the moment in 6th position. John Bowler in 3rd. Luke Garrett, it strikes a lovely pose as the truck comes through first Surtees, the left-hander, then into McLaren. It really shows you how the drivers and machines work. Spectacular shot. John Powell, Brad Smith and Franz Smith, 7th, 8th and 9th position at the moment, and remember how this race finishes will determine the grid for race 4, but the top 8 are reversed, so it's absolutely crucial for drivers to get into the top 8, get in that reverse section, and at the moment Brad Smith holds that from Fran Schmidt, the battle we're looking at. So those three on the bubble, as it were, in terms of who could have the chance of starting at the front in race 4, the last Division 2 race of the meeting. Brad Smith chasing hard, John Powell in front of him, Frans Schmidt right behind him. Frans the top Dutchman in this race. We've got 3 Dutchmen. We've got Finnish driver Erik Forsström, who's the fastest visitor at the moment, but can't live with Luke Garrett in the 42. Points so far, as mentioned, Garrett on 28, Powell on 27, Brad Smith on 22. John Bowler had a DNF in race 2, so that dropped him down the order points-wise a little bit, but will now, if he could grab another podium, will be there or thereabouts, should put him back into the picture. Frans Schmidt on 19, 4th in the standings on my reckoning, then John Powell on 18, Paul Rivette on 17 climbing up the order, but Garrett will extend the championship lead. This will put him on potentially onto 43 with Steve Powell on 41. He's only actually pulling 1 point out on Steve Powell, and I love the truck racing points. I've made no secret of that in the past, but so easy for race fans to understand that it's just 1 point per place, only points going to the top 15. We've got 15 runners here. Sadly, of course, losing Adam Bint once again. 51, Bjorn T. Hoyce with 19. Trevor Martin getting stuck in, and the red 15 of Nimda Kral, the Volvo FL, another one of our visitors. Really super entry here, and the fact that we've got 15 Division 2 trucks on track at the moment and 9 Division 1 trucks means that we can't run both sets of trucks together. So here comes a move again, Forsström this time on the inside line, but again John Bowler is seeing him off, so it's Garrett out front from Powell. This the battle for 3rd place, and John Bowler looking very impressive at the moment. If Bowler can maintain this form through the course of the season, he's going to be challenging for outright championship honours. But having said that, of course, he's already got a DNF under his belt for race 2, which he doesn't really want. Paul Rivette at the back of the quartet. This battle for 3rd place. Super racing. There is Btrac still up ahead of Bjorn T. Hoyce. Getting stuck in as well is Trevor Martin. Some good international racing. The only Englishman. 3 other Dutch trucks around him in this, our 3rd race of the weekend. Paul Rivette. I'll tell you what, now we're seeing progress here because of change. Simon Cole up ahead of Erik Forsström, and going through as well is Paul Rivette on the inside line. So Erik Forsström, the race 1 winner, chops across, grabs the line. Paul Rivette here, he's going to have to work out where he can get past. He's got some pace, and Rivette, look at that, slices through on the inside line, finds the gap. Forsström sees him, Rivette makes up another place. So Erik gets dropped by 2 places on 1 lap. He's going to have a look on the inside line going up in towards Druids, but Rivette cuts across, grabs the line going in towards Druids. So Rivette it is that makes up the place. So it's John Bowler 3rd, Simon Cole 4th, Paul Rivette now up into 5th. Erik Forsström is in 6th position. The Loco Energy drink back truck of the multi-race winner Simon Cole, the man from Dartford, has had such a lot of heartbreak over the course of the previous season. It really is about time that he deserved a bit of luck in that 41 truck. It's nice to see him here on potential podium pace. Steve Powell, winner of race 2, is in 2nd place. Luke Garrett still out front. Garrett setting the fastest lap of the race, and again times which wouldn't really be that far away from Division 1. And I know the organisers have to scratch their heads and work out where to draw the line on these trucks. It's a difficult job. But Garrett from Powell and Simon Cole, we were talking about bad luck, and you saw him in the background going through the gravel. So Simon Cole going through the gravel, potential podium position for him, therefore I think going away with that trip. What caused that we don't know, because we're focused on Steve Powell. Here is Garrett, still the race leader. Powell in 2nd, watch the gap. Garrett very dominant here. The gap stretching out to about 10 seconds now over Steve Powell in P2. And who is going to emerge in third place? We've got some Dutchmen dicing a little bit further back. Btrac up ahead of Bjorn T. Hoist. They've been very close all race long. John Powell ahead of Brad Smith. These two dicing for 6th and 7th place. Meanwhile, Paul Rivette is in 4th and challenging John Bowler for 3rd. So it's Bowler and Rivette for 3rd. Back to the two Dutchmen who are having a very good race of it at the moment. And Btrac still holding on. And Rivette's got no pressure, or virtually no pressure, from Erik Forstrom behind. So he's getting stuck in. Wide line here for Rivette. This is the battle for 3rd place. Rivette looking for a 2nd podium at this meeting, a 3rd career podium in the trucks, and looking for P3. So Rivette down the Cooper Straight. Let's have a look. He's taking a wide line here. This is momentum for Rivette that he's building up. Here comes the 2nd place man, Steve Powell, still clear of them. So Powell in P2. Let's have a quick look. There is the race leader, Luke Garrett, still clear. Powell in 2nd. Paul Rivette challenging for that 3rd place and starting to put the pressure on John Bowler. Brad Smith there behind John Powell. Those two in 6th and 7th position at the moment. Look at the lead. You can't see the chasing truck. Luke Garrett really has got away. The Dutchmen are still involved in their fight. T. Hoist and Btrac still in the mix as well, going out of Clark Curve now onto the Brabham Straight, back with the battle for 3rd, and you can see Forstrom trying to close in as well. Rivette still hasn't been able to get past John Bowler, but he's putting the pressure on Rivette. Let's see what he can do. We're going to need to look at the lap times for Rivette and Bowler as well. Rivette doing 62s, Bowler in the 62s as well. There's very little to choose between them. Erik Forstrom wants to get involved as well. Paul chasing him along the straight. There is Jim Bennett in the 28 having a run. I think he's going to have a lap put on him by the 42 machine of Luke Garrett. But again, this is a 3-truck battle now for the final podium position, quite rightly focusing on that. And you can see as well that Simon Cole has got back on the case. Simon Cole is virtually caught them, getting into a bit of traffic now, or 1-truck traffic. That of Jim Bennett is the 42 machine of Luke Garrett closing down. So Garrett comes from Bradstock, the Garrett Truck Sport MAN TGA. There is the 51 of Bjorn T. Hoist recent in Holland in the Renault Premium. Rivette's still chasing hard, and he's got Forstrom in his mirrors, so he's learning about racing these people. Jim Bennett will see the race leader behind him. Bennett not making it particularly easy for the race leader. It's not going to be a big problem for the leader as they come off Clark Curve and onto the Brabham Straight, because Luke's going to have some punch as they go along. Jim now does hang on to the inside line, allows the leader through. So across the line goes Luke Garrett, the leader, dealing with Jim Bennett. And we'll try and close down on some more trucks before the end of the race for sure. Garrett still fastest man, lap 12 fastest lap for him, 61.766, averaging 70.4 miles per hour. When you think that these trucks are limited, top speeds are limited to 100 miles an hour, that is some speed as we watch Brad Smith busy chasing John Powell, 6th and 7th. Powell in 6th position in truck number 6 at the moment, and John on 18 points in the championship just now, 5th position, and behind Frank Schmidt. He's going to pass Frank Schmidt in the standings on this race, but good race between these two at the moment for 6th and 7th place. But Luke Garrett, still the race leader, comes down across the line once again onto his final lap. He is 15 seconds clear of Steve Powell here, and it may have taken 3 races for Garrett to grab his first win. Remember, it was Forstrom won race 1, Steve Powell won race 2, and Luke Garrett leads the championship, but this is his first win. Here is Steve Powell in 2nd place and a clear 2nd position, still ahead at the moment of John Bowler. Paul Rivette still battling him hard, with Erik Forstrom coming under pressure from the 41 of Simon Cole, who looks round the outside line. There is Steve Powell, 15 seconds ahead of him is going to be Luke Garrett, who's going to take the win. Powell on for another second. It might be a 15-second lead, but it's only going to be 1 point gained by Garrett over Powell. And here is Garrett about to get the 15 points for the win. Sheds a bit of bodywork as he comes along the main straight, takes the checkered flag, his first win of the year. This is the battle for third, and Rivette's got into third. Paul Rivette is up ahead of John Bowler. Round the outside line comes Eric Forstrom. Also getting involved too is Simon Cole trying to get in the mix, and Forstrom's going for the burn-up round the outside. Side by side with John Bowler for fourth place, and Forstrom's got it, but it's Rivette completing the podium. Rivette is there, and look at that, siding through as well was Simon Cole, who ultimately had a disqualification for overspeeding. Garrett the winner from Powell, Rivette and Forstrom, with fifth position John Bowler and then John Powell.
Luke, not a bad result, third podium of the weekend, good points and another win.
Yeah, been a long time coming this weekend, trying to get a first. But yeah, it was a good finish. Obviously, it wasn't so hard as yesterday with Steve. So yeah, it was a good race.
Steve, so another race, another podium. This is speed and consistency being shown now.
Yeah, consistency is definitely there with the lap times. I'm very happy. Pleasant surprise really, because I didn't know they was doing that with the grid. So we thought we was halfway through, and then they told us this morning that it was the second qualifying time. So I messed up the start yesterday from second, so I was quite pleased to get it. I thought let Luke go, and yeah, pleased over the moon with second, so that's good. Nice to see Paul again on here, but he's getting closer and closer every time, so I'm not going to give him any eye contact anymore. So,
Paul, another podium and another hard-earned one, because qualifying was your first time in the truck, and that grid was based on the qualifying position. So tell us a bit about your experience and your drive.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. To come through like that, it's just so much fun. And I'm just enjoying myself immensely here in the trucks, and I know you've just been interviewing Steve, and the first time I ever drove a truck was actually Steve's truck here, so so I've got to thank Steve for that, but obviously got to thank WDE, all the hard work they've put in, Taco Sister sponsors, thank Dave Jenkins again for his help this weekend, because everybody's just worked so hard. The guys last night worked till early hours of this morning, they were up again early this morning, we've made loads of modifications to the truck overnight, and we're just getting stronger and stronger, so yeah, it's just, and I've just got a smile on my face permanently, I'm just having so much fun, and it's just an absolute pleasure to be here and be part of the BTRA.